As far as my family's history with UMKC, my dad graduated from Western Dental College back in 1938. So he was our first tie with the school. I do know that my grandmother, his mother, had heard about the school, and I'm not sure who the alum was, but it was another alum who somehow knew my grandparents and told them about this school. So my grandmother decided that my dad was going. And in those days, when your mother said, this is what you do, that's what you do. So he went to Kansas City, and that's how he got to UMKC. And he had a great experience over there. He got to be good friends with a lot of the people at the school and felt that he wanted to support it. And that's how I learned about the school. Dean Reinhardt was, again, another special person that the school had. And during the war years, you know, a lot of the, especially the Japanese Americans, were asked to leave the West Coast schools and go, and some of them to probably internment camps. Dr. Reinhardt got wind of this, and I'm not sure exactly how many, but he was willing to take in several of the students who were asked to leave the West Coast dental schools. This was at a time when it was not a popular thing to take Japanese Americans at that time, but he was willing to take that chance and take the students. So that began a real special relationship. You know, he was very, very generous with what he had. I talked to Dr. David Dung. He is one of our senior alums here now. And, of course, he didn't want to be quoted or anything because he's that way. He's just such a low-key guy. But I said, you know, Dave, why did all the Chinese Americans go to UMKC? And he said, Dean Reinhardt was a real gentleman, and he treated everybody with respect, and he said he was just very kind. As far as the reason why the Hawaii students seem to enjoy going to school in Kansas City is mainly because of the kindness that is shown by the past deans, especially Dean Reinhardt in the early days. I don't try to sell our school, and I don't try to tell them how wonderful it is, because it's all how you perceive what is going on at the school. I just tell them that, you know, first off, it's very important that if they want to go, that they need to go and look at the school. And they need to talk to the students who are there and the faculty and let them tell the story, you know, instead of me trying to convince them. The other thing is I tell them that I'd like to find a student who really wants to be at our school. I don't want anybody who's kind of half-cooked about going. I kind of have the same story every year when I go there. It's mainly to make sure that they study hard, that they do really well. And then the second thing I always tell them is to make sure that you make good use of your time. I said, don't go to Kansas City and waste your time and be putzing around doing all kind of nonsense. I said, you know, you've got so much to learn, and you've only got 4 years to learn it. Every time we go up there, that's one of my messages. I keep on telling them the same message, and they say, okay, we hear the message. I said, well, it's because it's so important. We want to make sure that we give back to the school for giving us an opportunity to become dentists and have a nice life. You know, our lives have been pretty good, and so we are very appreciative of the school giving us that chance, mainly because of the kindness that is shown by the past deans, especially Dean Reinhardt in the early days, but even the faculty at the school are very, very kind and very supportive of the Hawaii students. And that's one of the comments that Dr. David Dung said, that he felt that that's why a lot of Chinese Americans went to UMKC, because of the fact that Dean Reinhardt was so kind and such a gentleman to all of them, and they felt welcome. Aloha, Kansas City.